Happy New Year, YouTube! I failed all of my 2024 goals. Honestly, it's okay. Let's talk about my goals from last year and what I learned from failing everything and kind of like what I want to do in the future. What were my goals from last year? I didn't make a video about my content creation goals. I did make like a little tweet with some goals on there. Also in my manga collection video, I talked about like my general reading goal for the year. Did not make that either. The reading goal this year was to get my manga collection down to 10% unread, which was gonna be a lot of books. I think it was gonna be somewhere around 100 to 200 volumes of manga, which really isn't a lot. Like 100 books, like novels, is a lot, but 100 volumes of manga really isn't that much. It takes maybe about an hour to read a volume of manga, maybe 20 minutes depending on how fast a reader you are or what type of manga it is. So like reading 100 manga in a year is not an unattainable goal. I believe my collection was more around 200 something to get it 10% unread. But I did not do that. I actually read less manga this year than I think I ever have since I've been like actively reading manga in adulthood. I also posted this like bingo board type thing that a lot of people do for TBRs for the year, and it had a lot of series on there that I wanted to read. A lot of them I didn't own the whole thing for, so it was gonna require a lot of buying also. Like I have Fullmetal Alchemist on there and I collect the Full Metal versions, the hardback, which are like at least $25 each. So those gonna be a very expensive TBR. I'm happy to say I did read one off of there. I finished Magic Knight Rayearth, so that's good. But the rest of my manga reading, I didn't even keep track. Like I stopped keeping track somewhere around February, and I have no idea where I am in several series, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. So the reading was not good. I did, however, start The Rose of Versailles. I finished 2 volumes of it last year, and that was very rewarding. I love The Rose of Versailles. I'm planning on finishing it very soon. So my content creation goals were to express ideas and descriptions in a clearer way, upload more frequently, like 4 times a month, and create a fun, cozy, cute shoujo manga lifestyle type of videos. And then also I wanted to collaborate with other creators in videos and podcasts and stuff like that. So I did not do well with any of these. Expressing ideas and descriptions in a clearer way. I think I started to do this a little bit more like on Twitter, like text-based. I did start writing on Twitter threads of kind of my thoughts on series as I'm reading them and specific thoughts that I have about series. So I felt like that was pretty good, but I need to translate that into videos also. This is actually something very difficult for me to do because my brain works a little faster than my mouth does. So getting ideas out is actually kind of very difficult for me. So I think really just practice is what I need to do, and to be really intentional with my speaking, I guess. So I am working on that, so I'm gonna say that's like half achieved. I just didn't do it in video format. Speaking of video format, my goal was to make 4 videos a month, which is insane. With the type of content that I make, it's not super heavily produced. It's not like an essay every week or whatever. So it's easier to produce, but I also work a full-time job and have other life commitments. So I think 4 times a month right now is insane for me to try to do. I used to make 4 videos a month, but I used to do shift work, and it's much easier to produce videos doing shift work than it is a traditional 9 to 5 with 2 days of a very long commute. So that was a very ambitious goal. Also, I think I made 4 videos the entire year, which is very disappointing, and we'll get to what caused that later. So my other goal was to create like a fun, cozy, cute, relaxing vibe to my channel, something that I am calling like shoujo manga lifestyle, which doesn't mean anything. It's literally just cozy content. And I feel like this is the general vibe of my videos as a whole, and always has been kind of like cozy content like we're chatting, but I wanted to develop it further, add more visual interest to my videos, and do more with it, but did not make enough content for that to happen. And I think like 2 of my videos last year were like manga shelf related, and the other one was like ranting about idols. That was a very specific video. So content creation wise, not very good, not very cozy, not very fun. So we didn't do good with that. And then the last goal was to collaborate with other creators, either with videos or with podcasts. And I did not do this at all. And I'm actually really disappointed in myself for this. I think the opposite happened, is that I drifted away from like the shoujo manga community in general. I think there was a lot happening in shoujo manga. Also, I was very dedicated to my idol fandom this year. I had 2 of my old groups go on tour that I got to see, so I was very like laser focused on idols last year. So I think the manga community took a back seat for me, and I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself for that. So those were all my goals and how I failed them. So let's talk about why that's okay and why I learned from it. On the surface, the reason I didn't make a lot of content, I didn't like read a lot in 2024, the reason I'm gonna say is that I was busy. And I was kind of busy last year. I did suddenly have to move, and moving is a big deal. And I also did a lot of travel, not a ton of travel, but a lot for me, especially in October. October was kind of a crazy month for me. So those are my surface level excuses, but the real reason that I didn't make a lot of content and I retracted myself from the community a lot was imposter syndrome. I know a lot of really smart and creative people. There are a lot of smart and creative and fun people in the manga and especially the shoujo manga community, and I spent a lot of this year comparing myself to them and discounting my own voice. I spent a long time thinking that I wasn't good enough to make shoujo manga content that people would want to watch. In the stuff that I was uploading, I wasn't getting the types of views that I wanted. I wasn't getting a lot of comments, and I would see my peers getting the comments and the interaction and the engagement that I wanted, and I was thinking, oh, this is because of me, like because I'm not good enough, basically, or what I have to say is not interesting. There might be a little bit of truth to that. I do think that I could be more well-spoken, I could elaborate more, etc. in my videos, or I could focus my videos a little bit more. So part of that is on me. Actually, all of that is on me, not getting the like engagement that I wanted. It was my mindset, my work ethic, and partly the content that I make. So I spent a really long time comparing myself to other people and comparing myself to people who don't have the same like vibe or do the same thing as me. And I was wondering, like comparing myself like, oh, I'm not as good as them and I don't want to do that, but I feel like I have to do that because they have a large like following or whatever, or they are getting the engagement or whatever that I wanted. This goes for like YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, literally everywhere. Several years ago, I adopted this kind of mindset of like, why not me? And it was intended to not be like in a sort of like whiny, negative sort of way. It was supposed to be a positive mindset. It was supposed to be like, why can't that be me? You know, there's nothing stopping me from achieving the things that I wanted. Like I could have 100,000 subscribers. I could be successful as a content creator. It's hard for me to explain, but it's supposed to be a positive why not me like a push forward. A popular content creator or somebody with a good community could be somebody who is from the middle of nowhere and they are initially not special. So why can't I be that not special person who blows up or whatever? It was supposed to be a motivating mindset and it turned into one that wasn't. This is actually a really bad part of my personality. I feel like my biggest flaw is that I get jealous really easily, and I'm fully acknowledging that that is a very bad part of my personality, and I feel like this year especially, I let my jealousy get the best of me. I saw other people doing better than I was and was thinking like I'm jealous of them, and that manifested in me being like paralyzed or whatever and not doing anything about it. And once again, I know this is a bad part of my personality and I am working on trying to fix it and maybe feeling that jealousy, but then turning that jealousy into something positive. My jealousy paralyzed me in my creative pursuits. I spent a lot of this year comparing myself to others, but doing nothing to fix it. So I spent all of this time thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not doing well enough at content creation and the things that I wanted to do, but I wasn't putting in any work to fix that, you know? Like, the people who are successful on social media and in content creation are incredibly hardworking. Of course, there is some amount of luck, timing, and lifestyle that allows you to be able to put in the amount of work that is like needed, but most of success on social media is hard work. They are putting in the time and effort to write content, to research, to film and make high quality content. And I was spending so long inside my own head that it was preventing me from putting in the work that was needed to do the things that I wanted to do. So after a year of like wallowing in self-pity basically and being consumed by my jealousy and not doing anything about it, I want to do something about it. I have really reflected on the bad parts of my personality and I have decided that I'm going to take my jealousy and turn it into something positive. I'm going to try to turn it into hard work and success. So I am taking my jealousy and I am trying to turn it into inspiration. This is of course much easier said than done, but I am tired of feeling bad for myself. You know, I didn't have a fun time and I should be having a fun time making content because I do love this. And I tell a lot of people, I want to do this, like this is like my dream job. Like I know people say like being a content creator is like not like the best job, but a job where I can be creative, use my degree, and talk about the things that I love is actually like a dream career for me. So I can't keep on telling people that I want this to be my dream job if I'm not doing anything about it. I'm not putting in the work for it to be my dream job. So I still need to find my footing as a content creator, but I do have a vibe and a direction and new year motivation. And I am willing now, I feel like, to put into the work. It's going to be really hard and I'm probably going to be even more tired than I am, but I am tired of being sad for things that are completely in my control. So I just need to put in the work and see where it takes me and what I can do with it. I also want to shift my focus from feeling sorry for myself and putting it back into the shoujo manga, the manga and the shoujo manga community. I want to be more supportive of my friends and the things that they are doing, helping. Like, I know my reach is small and I am still like a baby content creator, but I want to share my friends' work. I want to collaborate with more people and I just want to be a better part of this community because I do have things to say and I do have ideas and I really just want to talk about shoujo manga. I'm not going to try. I am going to see my friends and my peers as inspiration rather than competition. So hopefully that makes sense, and that was like a deep dive into my bad parts of my personality, but hopefully like it's better, like things get better for me and I can really use this, change my mindset. It's gonna be really difficult, but hopefully all of that made sense. Again, working on my descriptions and expressing my ideas better. So what can you expect from me going forward? I'm not going to tell you yet. I have some plans, so I'm going to work on them. Hopefully I can create a fun, cozy community here and that my videos can be like you are talking to your best friend that loves shoujo manga or your older sister that loves shoujo manga, because I'm old now. But hopefully I can be a positive voice to help promote shoujo manga and tell you about all of the great series that there are. I'm going to try to be really intentional with my time and with what I am reading, what I am thinking. I may be putting out ideas and stuff on less Twitter and more Blue Sky now. I'll link to that below because Twitter is just like a mass of like misinformation and conspiracy theories now that I literally cannot take it anymore. I'm gonna try to have more in-depth videos. They won't be quite essays because I'm not a video essayist, but hopefully I'll be able to talk a little bit more about my thoughts from series outside of like, oh, this was really good and fun and I loved it. Hopefully I can make things a little more visually interesting and obviously give you like a cozy vibe, like we're just chilling and hanging out and I'm just talking at you, which is a lot of what I do. I do love to yap. So hopefully I can look back on this video at the end of 2025 and be like, wow, she really changed her mindset and she put in so much work, and look at how much she's grown and how much manga she's read and how involved in her community she has been. Hopefully that is going to be the video that I'm going to be making at the end of 2025 or the beginning of 2026. Thank you to everyone who has stuck around. If this is your first time watching me, welcome. And if you have been watching me for some time and you were sad that there weren't any videos, or you were just like, what is this girl doing? Thank you, I guess. So here's to more shoujo manga videos and a much better mindset in 2025. That's all I've got for you guys today. I'm Chrissy Lou. Till next time, mata ne!